Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name's Janae. We are back with another Christmas decorating video. Today we're going to be focusing on my kitchen space. As you can see, I have cleared everything out. I no longer have anything on my surfaces. I like to clean everything before I start decorating. And for me in my kitchen area, I always like to start with my island. I feel like because it's the focal point of the kitchen, it kind of sets the vibe on how I want to style the whole space. So for the first thing I'm adding to this area, these are some brand new bar stools. I did share these over on my Instagram, and I know a lot of you had questions on them. These were actually a Facebook Marketplace find. These are from the company HoTile, but I did find them from a local retailer. I got them for about a fraction of the price. These are very expensive if you buy them from their site, but I did get them for much less, and I just love the style of them. I think they're beautiful. They really elevated my kitchen. I did want to add a little bit more character and some comfort to them, so I added these striped cushions. These are from the Vintage Rug Shop, and they are new to the shop, and I think they are so beautiful, and they are very, very comfortable. To style the top of my island, I am adding this vintage crock from LC Green. I've had this for about 3 years now, and I've gotten so much use out of it. I get a ton of questions on it every time I share it on my channel. It is one of my top sellers, and I can see why. It is beautiful. I love the vintage look to it, the distressing on it. It's very oversized, and it honestly goes with everything. To add some Christmas touches, I'm adding these beautiful cedar stems. These are from the Hearth and Hand line over at Target, and I buy at least 2 or 3 of these every year because they are honestly my favorite. They look super realistic. They're very affordable. I love the fullness. In this space, I am using 7 of them, and I'm just still so obsessed with them year after year. I do want to add some pops of red to my kitchen, so I'm going in with these little berry stems. These are also from the Hearth and Hand line. I purchased them last year. I did see that they came out with something similar, but they're a little bit more of a dark burgundy. Once I added the cedar stems and the red berry stems, I decided that I wanted to add something to the back of my bar stools. So I picked up these little mini cypress wreaths from Target, and they have those little red berry stems to kind of tie everything in. I just used a little command hook, and these wreaths do have a little hook on them that fit perfectly in these little command hooks, and mine have worked great. They hold, and I just think they add the perfect Christmas touch to this area. To act as a decorative tray, I am adding this vintage breadboard from Olive Atelier. This is in the size small, and right on top I am placing this bowl filled with these beautiful frosted apples from Target. I feel like the frosted detail just makes it look and feel very Christmassy, and I love the subtle pops of red. I did want to tie in some gold tones, so I added these taper candle holders from Anthropologie. During this season, I love to place cookies or muffins on my kitchen island, so this little glass cloche was perfect. I do plan on doing a lot more baking this year now that we have a new item for my kitchen. If you guys are familiar with my channel, you've probably seen this stove many times. It's just very old and dated, and I've been wanting to replace it for a while now. So when a company called FOTILE reached out to me and they wanted to collaborate with one of their ranges, I jumped all over the opportunity. They sent me their FreshBake electric range, and this thing is beautiful. It came with a full white glove delivery. The delivery men were so professional, so polite. They handled everything. They did the full installation, and they hauled away my old one free of charge, completely hassle-free. As soon as this thing was installed, it immediately elevated my kitchen. I love that it's backless, so now my backsplash is more exposed. It makes my kitchen just feel and look a little bit bigger. Not only is this thing beautiful, but it is packed with a bunch of features. It has 9 oven modes, including air fry and proofing. The stovetop is such an improvement from my last one. It's very easy to use. The heavy duty light up knobs to me make it look very modern and sleek. It does heat up really quickly, and while the stovetop is on, it'll give you a hot surface warning, which is great if you have little ones around. The first thing I cooked was some pasta, and I was so surprised how fast this cooked. It also has a 3600 watt high power burner with 12.5% more output than average, 5 cooking zones with dual triple ring flexibility. This is perfect if you make stir fry or searing, boiling, or delicate sauces. It preheats quickly and holds temperature consistently. Its 12-pass heating ensures even results without burnt edges. Something that I didn't know is that when you cook, you omit a lot of VOCs, which are volatile organic compounds. These are the invisible pollutants released during cooking, things like smoke, grease, and harmful gases. And this oven's filtration system removes up to 90% of them for a cleaner, healthier kitchen. Unlike my old oven, which left lingering smells after cooking something heavy like a lasagna or roasting a chicken, this one keeps the air fresh. Even when I bake cookies immediately after cooking something, it does not leave that lingering taste or smell on my food. And if that wasn't enough, it does come with a 1-year full warranty for labor plus 3-year parts warranty. I am very, very pleased with this product. I love the way that it looks and I love cooking with it so far. So as always, I will have everything down in the description box if you guys are interested, and thank you FOTILE for sponsoring today's video. Now, to style my kitchen countertops, I do keep things fairly simple in here. This is obviously a very high traffic area. This is where I cook, so I have to keep things pretty functional, but I do like to add some Christmas touches here and there. And one of my favorite things to have in my kitchen is a little lamp on top of my countertops. It just adds such nice ambiance. If I don't want to have the lights on, but I do want to have a little bit of lighting, it is just the perfect touch. So I used to have a brown one in here and I just swapped it out for this green one. This is from the Hearth and Hand line over at Target. It's nice and small, it fits on my countertop perfectly. I also really like to have a stacked breadboard look in here, so I'm adding this one from H&M Home, and I just added these bells to it. These are from mcgee&co. I love these. I just tied the little rope around the top, and I love that they cascade down. And then to give that layered look, I added this other breadboard from Cottage & Key Home and just tied a burgundy velvet ribbon around the top of it. I did want to add some pops of greenery in here, so I went in with this little handled pot. This is from HomeGoods. It was like $6 and I just love the look of it. So I placed this little cedar tree that I got last year from Target inside, and I wanted to hide the fact that you can see that this is not in the correct pot. So I just added some paper towels to kind of fill the bottom of it, and I felt like putting some fake snow in here would look really cute. So I just added some fake snow that I picked up from Target, and I felt like it just gave it a nice little Christmas touch. My olive oil and vinegar holders are from Magnolia. They are vintage inspired and I adore them. Over on the other side of my stove, I wanted to add in a couple more layers here, so I went in with some books. I used the Curate book and then the Kinfolk book. I love the pop of green. And then one of my favorite books to style during the holidays is the Chocolate Spoon. It is in a beautiful dark burgundy color. And then to kind of add as like a book holder, I added this little bell and just placed it right inside to have it drape over the side of the book. To hold my utensils, I added this little gnome crock, and this is from Pottery Barn. I bought it last year and I just love it. This beautiful rolling pin is new to me. This is from Cottage & Key Home, and I feel like it just completes the look of my utensils. And right in front, I'm going in with this little salt holder. I believe I got this from Etsy. To tie in some of these colors, I added this little mini plate from Target and this beautiful plaid print. Now that I have the back of my stove exposed, I can finally hang some artwork here. And this one I got from Cottage & Key Home. It is beautiful vintage Santa picture, and I just love the look of it. This year I really wanted to do a hot cocoa station. My kids know as soon as it's Christmas time that they can get some hot chocolate in the house, so I wanted to create a little area for that. So I just went in with this wood riser I got from Etsy, and these glass containers are from Hobby Lobby. I found this little snowman container at Target, and I just added the hot cocoa mix and some marshmallows, and then right in front, these striped spoons are from World Market, and I feel like they tied everything in so perfectly. And then of course I just added some to-go cups, and I feel like this little station is going to get utilized so much during the holiday season. In front of my window, to create a little bit of height, I added my wood nutcracker. And then in front of my sink, I like to keep this fairly functional, but obviously cute and aesthetic. So I added this little fluted bowl from Amber Interiors, and this oversized brush, I believe, is from Roan Iris, which is like a little boutique. On the other side, to kind of play off the height of the nutcracker, I added this little wood stand from mcgee&co. And when I was at Pottery Barn, I found the most beautiful, realistic poinsettia. I love the distressed vase that it comes in, and this thing looks so real. It adds the perfect pop of red. I didn't switch up much here. I just swapped out my soap and then added this little glass tree. I felt like it was a subtle pop of Christmas, and I didn't feel like I overdid it too much. I did add this beautiful decorative soap. This is also from Cottage & Key Home, and I feel like it just adds a little bit of an elevated look to this kitchen space. And then I like to add a candle in here, and I recently picked this one up from Anthropologie, and the packaging is so beautiful. I'm going to keep the box for maybe to put some gifts in, but this candle also smells amazing. I love the simplicity of the little ginger man. It's just so cute. I have a large window in my kitchen, and this year I really wanted to add some garland to it just to make it feel and look really Christmassy in here. So the garland that I'm using is from Amazon. If you guys watched my last video, I used this in my bedroom. I feel like this garland is the easiest to work with. It's very flexible and kind of floppy and flimsy, and just kind of goes and does what you want with it. So I feel like it's really easy to work with, and it's also fairly affordable for how realistic it looks. I am using 2 of them for this look. And at first I found this a bit challenging because I just could not get the command hooks to work with me. It kept falling every time I would hang it. So luckily my backsplash is brick, so I was able to add Gorilla Tape to the back of my command hooks, and that worked a lot better. I would not recommend doing that if you're adding this to a regular wall because it did peel off the paint in my living room, but in this space it worked really well. So I did add 2 of those garlands for more of a full look, and I wanted it to kind of cascade down on one side. So once I had the garland hung, I wanted to add some pops of red to kind of tie everything in, since we have other accents of red going on in here. So I pulled apart these little frosted berry stems, and this actually came in a large stem from HomeGoods, and I just plucked them apart to use them throughout this garland. And again, I just think that frosted red detail just looks very pretty and Christmassy. And this was really easy to do. Everywhere that I placed it, I just kind of stuck it in there and it held. It did not fall. I didn't have to use any hooks or wires. It just stayed exactly where I put it, which made life so much more simple. I actually just placed these in the areas where you can see the command hooks just to cover those up. And I just placed it all throughout, and it added a nice pop of color to this space. Once I placed all the berry stems in and stood back, I felt like it still needed one extra layer. So I added these bells. These are the same ones I showed you earlier from mcgee&co. I do have 2 of them, and these draped so beautifully. I did use 2 command hooks to hold these bells, and then I just placed that berry stem right over the top of it to cover it up, and it looked so perfect. It looked much more Christmassy, but still simple. To add some greenery on the top of my kitchen, because just like the rest of this kitchen space, everything is very white. So I added this little mini cedar wreath from Target, and then I just added these little rustic bells. I got these several years ago from Amazon. I want to say they come in a pack of 12. Super affordable, and I use them all the time. I put them on my tree. I use them as bowl filler. They're perfect for these little mini wreaths. And I just put a command hook up here and hung this right above my microwave. I felt like this centerpiece needed some lights because I don't have any Christmas lights going on in this space. So I just added these battery operated fairy lights from Target. Super easy to use, very affordable, and they added the perfect touch of ambiance that this space needed. That is a wrap on my kitchen styling. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and it gave you some inspiration. Please let me know down in the comments what some of your favorite pieces are. As always, I appreciate any support you send my way, and I will see you guys in my next video.